Hello everyone, welcome to the playlist Virology. This is the first video in this series, and in this video we are specifically going to talk about classification of DNA viruses. Before proceeding to the classification of viruses, we'll have a look on the structure of the virus and we'll see on what basis the viruses are classified. So let's discuss. Viruses are microscopic, non-living particles. Viruses contain genetic material DNA or RNA that carries instruction for replication. First of all, you need to remember that viruses are acellular structures. They are non-living outside the body. Once they enter in the body and they take up or control the host cell's machinery, then they are able to replicate and grow. Structure of virus is very simple. It just have genetic material, either DNA or RNA, and surrounded by a protein coat. Only protein and genetic material is present. So viruses are microscopic. That means they cannot be seen with naked eyes. They use specifically with the help of electron microscope we can see the viruses, and they are non-living particles. They are acellular structures. Viruses contain genetic material, either DNA or RNA, but not both. This genetic material carries instruction for replication of virus. Virus has a protective protein coat which is known as capsid, and that capsid is made up of proteins which are known as capsomeres. This capsid encases the genetic material, act as a protective coat of the virus. Viruses lack cellular machinery. That is why they are non-living particles if they are not present in the body. So they lack cellular machinery for metabolism. They rely on the host cell for energy. They follow a replicative cycle. For replication, they have a replicative cycle which involve different steps. First, there is attachment of the virus, then penetration into the host cell, then replication, then assembly of different viral parts, and then release from the host cell, and then they infect another cells. Viruses require host cell to replicate and cause different diseases like COVID-19, COVID virus, and flu virus, and many more viruses. Viruses mutate rapidly, leading to emergence of new strains over time. This is the diagram which shows the simple structure. The diagram of virus, one is bacteriophage virus, another is influenza virus, and you can see that in bacteriophage virus there is DNA as genetic material, and influenza virus there is RNA as genetic material. And DNA and RNA present, and nucleic acid and protein coat is there. In influenza virus there is envelope as well. Now, classification of viruses. Viruses are classified into two types, DNA viruses or RNA viruses, and this classification is based on the presence of the genetic material, either DNA or RNA, because both are not present. Either DNA is present only or RNA is present only in virus. DNA viruses. DNA viruses, why they are called DNA viruses? Because they are a type of virus that has DNA as their genetic material. They use this genetic material to carry the instructions necessary for the replication and propagation. Because DNA is ultimately converted into by the process of transcription, it converts into the messenger RNA, and then messenger RNA converts into the translates into different proteins, and these proteins are required for the replication or for the growth of the new viruses. DNA viruses are 7 DNA viruses which we will discuss. So they are parvovirus, polyomavirus, papillomavirus, adenovirus, herpesvirus, herpes virus, and pox virus. Now we will discuss some important points regarding these and mnemonic to remember these DNA viruses. And first, I will give you two mnemonics to remember. First is always happy people hug playful puppies and parrots. So always A for adenovirus, happy, H for herpesvirus, people P for papillomavirus, hug ka H for herpes virus, playful P for polyomavirus, puppies P for parvovirus, and parrots P for pox virus. One important thing here is that these all viruses, they are not a single virus, but these are families of virus. Each one of is family. And in family there are different viruses which causes different diseases. In the last I will give you examples of the families, or many examples of the viruses in each of the two Another mnemonic is you can remember by HEP or happy, you can say, but exclude the Y. So HEP, there are 2H, 1A, and 4 P's. H herpes and heperna, A for adeno, and 4 P's papilloma, polyoma, parvo, and pox virus. Now some important points regarding the classification of viruses. So DNA viruses, all the DNA viruses are icosahedral in shape except the pox virus. Pox virus is complex shape. But you need to remember there are three shapes of the viruses. One is helical shape, second is icosahedral shape, and the third is complex shape. All the DNA viruses are icosahedral in shape except the pox virus. Only the pox virus has a complex shape. The picture of the icosahedral in the complex structure is shown here. Icosahedral because it has 20 faces. It is known as icosahedral because this shape has 20 faces. So icosahedral is adenovirus, herpes virus, and complex may only one is there, pox virus. This is also the picture of icosahedral shape. Second point, all the DNA viruses are double-stranded except parvoviruses. As we know that DNA is double-stranded helical structure, so all DNA of the virus is also double-stranded, but there is exception parvovirus. Parvovirus has single-stranded DNA virus. Third point, DNA viruses, the smallest of the DNA viruses is parvovirus and the largest of the DNA viruses is pox virus. The important point I need to tell you here is that the parvovirus is not only the smallest of the DNA viruses, but it is the smallest of all the viruses among all the DNA and RNA viruses. Pox virus is not only the largest in the DNA viruses, but it is the largest of all the viruses in DNA and RNA as well. This picture shows the diagrams of the DNA viruses, and they are arranged in increasing size. So Pepova and adenovirus, Hepatna, herpes, iridopecular, and pox virus, which is the largest of the viruses. DNA viruses, another important point, which are enveloped and which are non-enveloped. Envelope is also a outer covering of the viruses. It is present in some viruses and absent in some. So enveloped DNA viruses are pox virus, hepatna virus, and herpes virus. 3 viruses are enveloped and 4 viruses are non-enveloped. Non-enveloped DNA viruses are polyomavirus, parvovirus, papillomavirus, and adenovirus. Icosahedral and helical complex. This picture shows the presence of envelope and the naked ones. So pox virus also has envelope and herpes virus has also envelope, but adenovirus has no envelope, as we saw in this case. Adenovirus is non-envelope. Pox and hepatna and herpes virus have envelope. DNA viruses, this is the summary, a flow chart of DNA viruses, and they are either double-stranded or single-stranded. So single-stranded, only one, that was parvovirus, and it is also unenveloped virus. And in double-stranded we classify as enveloped or unenveloped. In enveloped we have hepatna, herpes, and pox virus. In unenveloped we have adenovirus, papillomavirus, and polyomavirus. And other flow chart of the DNA viruses, classification of DNA viruses. So either single-stranded or double-stranded. Single-stranded, then only one parvovirus is single-stranded. It is also non-enveloped. Then double-stranded DNA viruses, they are non-enveloped or enveloped. Another flow chart, another classification: single-stranded, only parvovirus, which is non-enveloped, naked, and double-stranded, naked, are enveloped. This is whole summary of DNA viruses. This is very important chart and you need to remember this. Virus families: parvovirus, polyoma, papilloma, adeno, hepatna, herpes, pox virus, and they are arranged in their increasing size. So parvo is the smallest, pox virus is the largest, and envelope, which has envelope and which is not envelope. In the symmetry, icosahedral, all are icosahedral except the pox virus, which is complex. And DNA structure, all are double-stranded except parvovirus, which is single-stranded linear DNA. And now the medically important viruses. I told you that I will explain the examples of the viruses. So parvovirus includes B19 virus, and polyomavirus includes BK virus or JC virus, and papillomavirus, human papillomavirus, only example in this family. Adenovirus also only adenovirus. Hepatna virus, it is the hepatitis B virus. So hepatitis B virus is DNA virus. All other hepatitis virus A, C, E, they are RNA viruses. In herpes virus, we have herpes simplex virus, varicella zoster virus. We have herpes virus is a large family. It includes herpes simplex 1, 2, and 3, and all that viruses. In pox virus, we have smallpox virus and molluscum contagious virus. So that's all about the classification of DNA viruses. It's the end here. I hope you liked the video, and if you have any question or query, feel free to comment in the comment box. And thanks for watching.